It's the seeming calm before the storm here at the Syracuse Museum of Science and Technology, where everyone's awaiting the arrival of President Joe Biden, who's here to celebrate with Central New York this federal investment of $6.1 billion into Micron, and with that, manufacturing chips here in America. 1 inch of plexiglass is what the State Department of Transportation chose to construct along the northern parts of I-81 to clear the air in preparation for the expected influx of the Syracuse suburbs. A somber gathering on Oahu's east coast today, marking the 1-year anniversary of the devastating wildfires that tore through Lahaina, just 70 nautical miles behind me, as local officials pay tribute to all that was lost on the neighboring island of Maui. It's day 4 of this continued mistrust in the Hawaiian Electric Company as crews work behind me with roughly 600 of the original 3,000 customers still without power here in Chinatown. And with the continued pushback of the estimated restoration times, businesses tell us they don't know what to believe. It's been a hectic month here at the Onondaga County Board of Elections due to a backlog of these 23,000 voter registration forms, which the state BOE has deemed not been processed at a fast enough rate.
When you're 9 years old, your biggest worry can be who wins the pickup basketball game in front of your house. But for the Medley twins and their mother, it was her landlord's negligence.
Your children are poisoned by lead. They will never reach their full potential. How do you walk around and tell parents things like that after you destroyed their kids?
Darlene and her 9 children live on a street in South Syracuse, a neighborhood historically full of marginalized working families. But unbeknownst to them, the pipes that provide them with drinking water are contaminated with lead. And for Darlene, it was deja vu.
My house is positive for lead. So not only have you affected my twins once, but now it's the possibility that you're going to affect them again.
Her previous home was furnished with lead paint, poisoning her children at the age of 2.
I start learning about how it really will affect their brain, how it will affect their diet, their kidneys.
Hundreds of properties across Syracuse were unreportedly polluted, so the city sued the property managers on behalf of residents.
They won $250,000 from my landlord. Do you know how much money them people came and gave me and my kids? Not even me, because it's not me that's poisoned. But do you know how much money them people offer my kids? Not even a 50-cent honey bun.
The waters of Skinny Atlas Lake, just a 30-minute drive from Syracuse, supply the city with all of its plumbing necessities. And while the water here itself is clean, the problem lies underground. The initial report finding that 14,000 water lines were constructed with lead in the Salt City, and it's impacting marginalized communities at the highest rate.
Taking away the issue of exposure to lead, if you have a child who is not exposed, our children, Black and brown children, are more susceptible to not being identified in areas such as ADHD anyway.
Kiara Von Brackle is a PhD student at the Maxwell School studying sociology. Her focus, social and health disparities within communities. So when she saw that Black and brown homes were containing lead at a 10-to-1 ratio in Syracuse, she joined the NRDC's work in signing a letter to call for action.
It would be in a state of emergency that will free up some funds that we could use to help get people some point-of-use service filters. That's also a second demand.
But the city says that the demand for a crisis isn't supported by the findings.
The information about what's happening in Syracuse doesn't support comparisons to other cities in the U.S. like Flint.
We have more children that are poisoned than they actually do in Flint, but the reason that we never got national notice or news credit for it is because our elected officials are allowing our landlords to do it. Because you have to think, who's funding the campaigns?
While data doesn't confirm this statement, Medley says that she sees many residents refusing to get their kids tested due to fear of losing their children.
The last thing that he had to hold on to remember his wife. He had to give that baby up. That's wrong.
Organizers of Freedom from Lead CNY believe that the timeline of 5 years to replace these pipes is too long.
Be patient. That's all I keep hearing in my head is be patient.
But they hope that with their continued work, youth lead poisoning in Syracuse will become a thing of the past. Luke Welch,
NCC News.
Ethel Nishimoto was a senior at Farrington High School when the world changed in December of 1941. The day Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, Ethel's daughter Reen says her mom had no idea.
She was coming home with her friend Barbara Matsuura. They were walking from Ala Park to go back home on Waikamilu in Kalihi. And all these cars were honking horns at them. And they're waving, there are people shouting at them, they're walking home. And then when they finally got home, they were get good scolding because they said, do you know, there's a war going on, there's bombing going on, you guys shouldn't be out there. And they thought, oh, we thought we were so popular, everybody was honking horns and waving at us.
Reality would soon set in, with Farrington desks becoming operating tables, the library a makeshift ER, Ethel and her classmates' education sidelined.
Receiving a diploma is something that every student looks forward to, but for those who attended Farrington High School during World War II, graduation day never came.
And I remember she did say that, well, we'd go to other people's graduation ceremonies and she'll say, you know, I enjoyed my Farrington High School, but we got in the war when I was a senior, and so we never had our diploma or our graduation ceremony.
All these years later, as Ethel approached her 100th birthday, her daughter wanted to honor her sacrifice, so she asked the high school to borrow a cap and gown to hold a private graduation ceremony. But leaders at Farrington answered her simple request with a grand gesture. The JROTC insists on going big to make up for the moment Ethel missed 82 years ago.
It makes us ecstatic because it really shows a sense of honor, and knowing that she didn't get a chance to receive her diploma, it gives us that honor to give it to her.
And it's a history that we revolve in this community. And a lot of pride, a lot of loyalty, a lot of patriotism came out for that.
With Farrington pride all around, Ethel's daughter was thrilled to see her mom hit the century mark in the community she's still lighting up with kindness and her smile.
That's why she gets to live to 100. She's always giving and helping other people. That's what she's known for. This woman is 100, who wears no glasses, no hearing aid, no walker, and she's just out there independent and full of life, still got lots of personality. She's just happy to just be who she is.
I can't believe it's happening. But I'm enjoying it.
Luke Welch, Hawaii News Now.